Well.
Hey toy fans, Aaron here, and we're going to keep rolling with looking at the figures from the Tartakovsky series of Clone Wars. And so today that's going to be Mace Windu. So let's head to that table and check it out. As always, starting with the card, there's nothing we haven't already seen already in my last few reviews. The line looks the same. It's that white card with the clone trooper in the upper left corner. You got the as seen on Cartoon Network in the upper right corner, because of course this series was seen on, you guessed it, Cartoon Network. And you got that great explosion in the background behind the figure. Great artwork of the figure off to the side on the bubble. This is how he was seen in that cartoon series. And you got the Clone Wars down the left side of the card. Flipping over to the back side, again, good artwork from the show of Mace Windu as we saw him. You got a brief write-up about the show and Lucasfilm coming together and Cartoon Network to make the series. Down at the bottom left area, you've got 8 figures that were also available at the time. And he was, if I recall correctly, Wave 1. That was released in 2003. Taking the figure out of the packaging, this is a sweet looking figure. All the figures in this line are done in a very posed look, statuesque, I guess. Like, you know, just, you see him usually in some sort of action style. Mace Windu here, though, is more done in a kind of standing at attention pose. Kind of, maybe he's getting ready for action. He's got his hand out, maybe getting ready to use the Force. But not really as action-oriented as most of the other figures in this line. Looking in on the head sculpt, this is a great representation of how we saw him in the cartoon. Really a well done face sculpt. You got some lines in there for the forehead. The painting for the eyes and lips looks really nice. Very well done. Getting through that chest area, the arms and robes, again, all very well done. You got a few different colors in there for the painting and everything looks nice and separated and where it should be. Maybe just a little bit of overspray along the top of the robe where that clone armor is, or I think that's actually clone armor that they have on the top of their shoulder area. But anyways, just a smidge of overspray there, really nothing horrible. At the belt area, you got some pretty good detailing. You got the black in there, and that's pretty true in the lines as well. And then looking in on the sculpting of the boots and legs, again, very representative of what we see in the show. Just an all-around great-looking figure, and I like that the robe even has that little sway in the wind to it, like it's being blown a little bit. Taking a look at the lightsaber, it's not too bad. Obviously, you got the purple blade. That's Mace Windu. And all the lightsaber blades in this line does have this little kind of sparkle effect coming out of the hilt. And in the cartoon, all the hilts are more of a blue instead of silver. They're kind of colored a little light blue, so that's represented here. Nice black detailing along the handle of the hilt. We don't have any of the gold painting, and like, if I were to look at this, I wouldn't really say, aside from the purple, that this is Mace Windu's lightsaber. I don't think they got the rounding at the front of it all that well. It's kind of there. Maybe a little sprinkle of gold paint would have been nice, but, you know, it's a lightsaber, and I can't say how much detailing went into a lot of the lightsabers at that time, so I could be overthinking this one for the time frame that this figure was released. Getting into the articulation of the figure, the head swivels around very nicely side to side, and that's all you're getting, nothing up and down. As for the shoulder area, both arms do go up. Not straight up, it does swing out, just at an angle at the shoulder joints. And for the wrist area, let's see, there's no hand or wrist articulation here on his left hand. But on the right hand, you do have kind of more at the elbow, I would say. You got some swiveling going on there. So when you have his lightsaber in his hand, you're going to get it out like so. Kind of limited in your action look. It's either going to be held down across the legs like this, or you're going to get it to swing out above. As for the waist area, this belt, or rather his torso, has a little sculpting indent for this belt to sit into. You do get just a smidge of twisting there, but it's going to run into the robes on the side, so it's like it's there, but also not. Just going to get a small twist out of that. And that's it. Nothing at the legs, feet, ankles. So just those few points of articulation, which is on par from the rest of the figures from this line of toys. So overall, like I said, I do think this is a fantastic figure, even if he's in more of that statuesque pose instead of an action-oriented pose. I like the little force readiness of his left hand. And just by looking at this figure, you know you don't want to mess with Mace Windu. Alright, that wraps up this look at Mace Windu. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.